Greetings and welcome to CRT Gaming Podcast, episode number 28, Ghouls and Ghosts. This is Jones, and with me this evening are Dazpick and Gohan. How are you doing this evening, Dazpick?
Doing pretty great. Better than I was last week around this time.
And Mr. Gohan is with us this evening, and I think this is his choice, or it's Daz's as well. I don't know. There was a
it was a group choice. It was a group choice.
It was a group effort.
Well, what made you guys want us to do this game?
Gohan, I'll let you take this.
This game has a really special place in my heart. It was one of the first games that I had for the Genesis. Back in the old days, you kind of coveted your games, and after Altered Beast, I had two games. I had Rambo 3, and I had Ghostbusters for the Genesis, and those are, Ghostbusters, a little bit better game. Rambo, just kind of a boilerplate, kind of top-down shooter type of thing. They were very rare, and games were very expensive back then. And my best friend back then, he had two games as well. He had, of course, Altered Beast.
Last Battle.
System. No. Oh, I actually had the Last Battle. Took that shit back.
Last Battle?
Oh man, Last Battle is rough. It's like a badly localized Fist of the North Star game, Jones. You need to. This is a retro. I love
the Last Battle. Who are you talking to?
I was like, that is a retro state episode waiting to happen for us. But
yeah, there's only so many launch games.
Exactly right. Well, those are the two kind of launch games that I had, and my best friend, he had much better taste than I did, and he had The Revenge of Shinobi. And the other game that he had was Ghouls and Ghosts. And I remember we traded both of our games for both of our games. And Shinobi was just mind-blowing. And Ghouls and Ghosts, I was a little skeptical of, because my experience was the super shitty Nintendo port of the game. Did you guys play
Ghosts and Goblins?
Yeah, of Ghosts and Goblins, sorry, yes. That was my prior experience. I'm like, oh god, like,
yeah,
did you guys play the NES version of that game?
Oh yes.
Oof.
Yes.
It's real
special.
Rough. Even for an early NES game, it's pretty just brutal. But I don't know, this game got its hooks in me in such a huge way. Like, both games, Revenge of Shinobi and this, are very difficult. But man, it was just such an awesome experience. Like, it's just one of those games where you work your ass off, you learn the patterns, you get good, yada yada. But it was always, progress was always being made, and you always felt motivated to keep trying, even though, in spite of its difficulties. So to me, this is just like an early Genesis classic. So yeah, Daz, what's
Well, for me, one of the things
why Ghouls and Ghosts?
Well, one of the things about the game was when you bought your Genesis at the time, on the back of the box, there were pictures of all the cool games that were either coming or were out, launch titles and shit, right? Well, the picture that they used for Ghouls and Ghosts was with the fight with Loki. And Loki is a full screen giant boss. And it was really freaking impressive looking. And as I mentioned in the Revenge of Shinobi episode, I've always liked it when there was large sprite bosses like that, like the Godzilla boss, the big robot gorilla in Strider and things like that, right? And Loki was massive. And I was like, holy shit, that's got to be freaking amazing to get to, right? Yeah, little did I know how freaking hard it was, but like we've talked about before, when these were the only games you had, you made the most of it, right? And even if the game was fighting you back, saying you're not getting past me, you did. You persevered and you made it happen. And I did beat the game, and it was I can't do it now, but I did then. The years have not been kind to the old hand-eye coordination, the game is extremely, extremely difficult. Anybody that says different is full of shit. I mean, the game is designed for you to hate it, even though it's, they want you to, basically you're paying to hate something because it's so sadistic, because it's like the turtles on the second level, man.
Nightmare inducing.
Oh my God.
You and Jones were talking about in Darksiders how you liked how Darksiders kind of took stories, theologic stories, and kind of had that be the basis of the game. And I think that was one of the things that I thought was super cool about not only the Castlevania series, but the Ghouls and Ghosts series. Like, you are Lucifer, who's like you're fighting against Lucifer, right. And you are this, Crusader Knight that's fighting against the...
I was ready for that game.
That sounds awesome. Capcom, if you're listening. But, like...
I like to devil, please.
I thought it was so cool because, it was really obvious with, like, all the imagery, like, what... parts of Ghouls and Ghosts was really riffing off of,
Well, there's in Demon Crest, you get to play as one of the little demons. That's not cool. That's true.
He's kind of second fiddle to Lucifer, Jones.
Okay. Yeah. But it was.
Cool. Jones. What is your?
Yeah, let's hear your hot take.
In the old days. Like, did you have this for the Genesis? Or?
Yeah, I had this for the Genesis. It was like one of the few games you had, so you got through it. Older me does not have the patience, because it does something most games do not. There is a lot of pattern to it, but at the same time, there's a lot of randomness to it. And I get the patterns I can deal with. I can learn those. But the randomness that pops up in between the patterns is, I think this is where I maybe started throwing controllers like a long time ago. Because like on the first level, the little like tentacle fleshy vines, that come up. It's just all totally random. None of it's no rhyme or reason to it.
You got the skulls dropping on you.
And I've even watched I watched a couple, like I would say pro level playthroughs, like one credit, one guy, gets the super armor, never loses it. And there's 3 or 4 times, and that's like about a 30-minute, maybe 35-minute run to get through it, all the way to the end. And there's a couple times in it that wasn't skill. He just got freaking lucky. Because you can just see what's happening and just how it went down, and he just got lucky, like on a couple plays. I'm sure, it's totally possible with skill as well.
No, you're absolutely right. There's totally a RNG quality to this game, right? Like, there's going to be certain patterns here and there, but a lot of times you might just draw Yahtzee. You might just get some bad cards dealt to you, and good luck to you.
Yeah, that's what my playthrough is. It's basically like everything that can go wrong in the first level went wrong, completely wrong. And I pulled it out of my ass at the very end of it, and I got through it, but I should have been dead. And I should have died like 3 times. Because like I said, it just went completely tits up. But yeah, it is freaking random as hell.
Well, I think that's kind of an element of all this dude's games. Like Fujiwara, this is the guy who did, Commando, Bionic Commando, he worked on Strider, Mega Man, all of those games, all those kind of classic Capcom games. And all of those titles have patterns, but there is always some random die roll. And I think probably out of all of his games, this is the most difficult in my opinion. Or I'll just say the Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins series in general. It's just, there's a lot of challenging, Capcom games, but I think this series takes the cake.
Well, I could just see him like designing this and just laughing maniacally at people dying and throwing controllers at him, just like, ha 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 ha. That's exactly what I wanted.
You can imagine, like, you know, they're trying to port this game for home console, and they're like, and that was like a thing back then, right? It's like they're trying to take arcade experiences and convert them, and that always wasn't like the best fit. And I could only imagine this guy being, you know, questioned by management, like, can we make this for the console? He's like, just release it. Like, people are just going to like they're not going to beat it due to frustration, not because they have infinite continues.
Well, I think this is kind of like the birth of the death of basically the arcades, because you know, you had like for the first time, you know, you had these new 16-bit systems. And you weren't getting kind of like a super watered down kind of garbage arcade port. You were getting something fairly faithful to it. I mean, it's not arcade perfect by any means, but it's, you know, there's no question as to what you're playing. And yeah, this is one of those games that it's just, you know, it has a, you know, it's based off an arcade game. It's a quarter muncher, you know, to start with, and it just swallows your soul at times. Like, you know, I don't know, you know, how the like the random number generator or whatever decides is going to be inside this, you know, chest when I open it up for as far as a weapon goes, but whatever the stupid little blue flame is,
holy water,
you know, that's the lucky number. I'd like to bet on the holy water, because it's like 9 out of 10 times going to be in there, and I hate that weapon. I absolutely hate that weapon. And then when you die, you're stuck with it. You know, it's
every
like
once in a while you get
reset.
stuck with that or the shield, and you're like, damn it.
So, like when I was playing it earlier, all right, so you know, you crouch, you jump in at the start, and you make that one chest appear, and 20 times. The little wizard came out, turned me into a duck, right? So then I was like, all right, screw this guy. I'm done with getting the stupid chest. All right, well, not getting that chest changed what was going to be in the next chest. Where every time the next chest was going to be the armor. Not this time. The next time I went to the second chest, it gave me the freaking wizard dude. Yeah. And then I got an axe. And that, while it was
after the holy water, that might be the second worst.
That might be the worst, yeah.
The axe against turtles
awful.
Is
an unwanted fight. As I discovered, I get to the freaking turtle level and I'm throwing an axe and I throw it and I'm like, okay, are you going to go off screen anytime now? I'd like to throw another one, sir.
Yeah, you got hit me twice. I'm coming at you fast. What you got to do about it?
And then the turtle behind me spitting at me. So yeah, and then I got turned into an old man and it was over. I was like, oh my God, come on. Yeah, I mean, it's if you take it all with a grain of salt, it's comical, but it is controller throwing, and you know it can get there.
One of the things that's totally true that Jones just said was, like, at this time you're getting faithful ports of things in the arcade. Like, it really, it was just so impactful. Seeing Altered Beast, and then really like a year or so later, you were seeing this exact, or damn near close to the same thing at home. And Ghouls and Ghosts was definitely one of those titles that just, you know, made the port and did it well, you know, because it is, yes, it is a quarter muncher, but it is not like a continue in progress quarter muncher. Like, you can keep putting money in, but you're going to get back to the checkpoint, and it's all about surviving. Yes. It's all about surviving those checkpoints and getting through those. And
those checkpoints are shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like I said, you know, a quarter muncher in that sense. But it was also like, you know, you mentioned, or we had talked about the arcade ports, like on the Genesis, that were happening. You know, like Golden Axe and Strider and Altered Beast. They were. It was an amazing time because it was. You know, it was like new ground. You know, it was like, this is amazing. I'm playing this at home, and it's got great graphics on it. I did get to go for the first time in my life check out the There was a Ghouls and Ghosts port to the TurboGrafx.
I didn't know that existed.
So I kind of wanted to check it out.
Oh, really? How I didn't know that existed. Was that worth a damn?
Oh yeah. There's like 6 games exist for the TurboGrafx, and it was one of them. So it was like when that came out, it was like, this is the reason you have to own this system. And apparently, no other reasons existed because I only made 6 games.
There's only a few. There's a lot of reasons to not own the system too.
but no, it's amazing. Yeah, it's actually like really amazing. It is not quite arcade perfect, but it is a noticeable jump up from the Genesis. Like if you were to look at them side by side.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Oh, I'll definitely check that out. That's cool. I will absolutely check that out.
Yeah, but I still sucked at it. I got to the ladder of death, and that's where I don't know, like thoughts of suicide crossed my mind a couple times.
Oh my god!
Like, oh my god, poor Arthur.
The cloud, whatever, the Anubis, the clouds with the eyeballs, whatever they are, they're straight from hell. There's just no logic to it, and I have a problem with illogical people. So maybe that's older me's not having none of it shit, basically.
Yeah, the bosses in this game are pretty iconic, pretty awesome. They have, in these games, they've always kind of mixed them up. There's definitely a few kind of mainstays, like the big hulking, like, Lucifers, and of course the Red Devil, the Red Armor, but the bosses in this, like, especially back in the day, just seeing like a boss, like you're saying, Daz, like Loki, that took up the entire screen, or the weird slug boss that's like in the water that like you have to walk across like a chunk of level. Like they were doing some pretty just huge kind of over the top things, and absolutely the cloud bosses are fucking super difficult and super random, but they were like these cool like mode 7, I know it's not mode 7, but these cool scaling, circling, rotating particle, bad guys. Like each one of them was kind of a feast for the eyes back in the day, especially the first boss.
Oh yeah, it's a great looking game. It still is. Well, when you had the magic armor, how I used it, I don't know how you guys use it, but more than kill enemies with it, I used it because you have that split second of invulnerability. So like if something goes wrong, I like cast my magic to kind of get me out of where I'm screwed. But did you guys have a favorite weapon in the game?
I like the magic on the sword, but I hate that you can't throw the sword. I think
it does so much damage, though. The sword does a ton of damage.
That's what I like. It's great for that, but yeah, you got to get right up on it. And I like that and the dagger just because it was so rapid fire.
Yeah, I like the dagger. Dagger is what I want. Then you get the double dagger. Yeah,
double dagger guy. It's like the little Revenge of Shinobi, or I'm sorry, a Ninja Gaiden shadow guy that follows you,
Yeah.
Jones, you're kind of talking about watching some people who are really good at this game, like speedrunners, and I was kind of blown away how some of them were using the regular like lance javelin magic to just completely wreck bosses. Like they just get close to the boss in this perfect spot and they unleash the magic and basically just like short circuit, the whole fight. Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, I use magic like you did. Like, I would use it to either, like, attack, like, flying creatures or something like that. But a lot of times I'd use it as a get-out-of-jail-free thing where I'd use it as, like, a last-second, like, last-ditch kind of thing if I was about to get hit.
Yeah, a parry attack.
Yeah, something, But yeah, I love the lance. I love the dagger. Those I think are just the most fun to use. But it was kind of cool. Like it was one of those things, and even like with the holy water and the shield, and the.
Yeah, which one did the? Was that the sword? Which one had the sheet? Like it actually like dropped like a mirror. Like when you cast it, kind of like a barrier type shield. Was that the sword?
I think that is the discus thing. Like
yeah. The sword had these the little dragons that kind of flew out.
Yeah, right.
I don't remember what the dagger one was, and I think the axe one had a pretty good magic. I think because the weapon sucked and the magic was good.
It's like an explosion.
Yeah, you're right. It's like he kind of does the Revenge of Shinobi, like, explode, like make character without killing them, of course. But
yeah, that's right. Yeah, man, the axe sucked so bad. It's terrible.
It had some cool like characters in it. Like one of the little homages I liked were the little flying troll goblin things that moved like little Galaxian or Gallica characters that drop stones. They even made a noise kind of similar to it.
Yeah, those are great. Like where you're attacking the knights with the level that's scrolling upward.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, just super iconic artwork. I mean, like, just Arthur as a design, the princess, Lucifer, like, the Armor Devil, the little red devil guys. There's some really amazing old graphic design in this game, and it does a really good job of, like, communicating design. It really does, And, it was kind of cool how some of the bosses, or even these basic characters, taught you little things that let you be more effective against the bosses.
If you were paying attention and not frustrated as hell. Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I lost all my composure at the ladder. That's the ladder is so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
We all need to get tattoos of the ladder.
Ladder. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, like I said, I'm good till I get to the cloud guys, and it just all falls apart. Like there's no saving it.
So yeah, I figured it would be like surfing on the monster's purple tongues. That's another like kind of soul crushing part of the game.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's like the first time you get there, most definitely. But then that one's doable. Just damn that ladder, man. That ladder's...
That's what fucks around, man. You are in Lucifer's domain.
This is true. Yeah, we are on a quest to kill the devil. And, he might have decent security.
Good home security system.
Yeah, he don't have ADT. He's got the real stuff. He's the real deal.
No, he's got the real stuff.
I really thought we were going to lose you, Jones.
Oh, yeah, I lost it.
He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it.
Well, I mean, every time I had time to play it, I only had like a certain amount of time I could play it. So I couldn't just like pick it back up and, start where I left off. I got to start over each time. And it's kind of like,
no, it's a commitment. It is a commitment.
So you kind of beating your head against the wall like each time you play it again for the. It's just like, oh my god, I forgot about that. And it's like,
and let's talk about that, right? It's like you play this very, very difficult, platforming action game, and you go through the village, you go through the all the crazy, environments, going down the crazy, ice slides onto the slug. You fight the Lord of the Flies, and you get the stiff arm from God basically saying, hey, this door that you want to go through, you can't go through it, Arthur. You actually have to start back over at the beginning of the game to prove that you're the chosen one.
All this for a girl, man.
I don't know. I might just let the armies of darkness march over Earth at that point.
Can prove it wasn't a fluke. Do it again.
We did some of this.
Were you not watching, God?
I have questions, Arthur. Could you just do it again?
It was totally a fluke, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I remember young me getting to that section because really, that fly boss is pretty damn difficult. Depending on what weapon you have, some weapons are easier than others, but it's a pretty damn difficult boss, and I remember beating it, and I was just like so happy. I was like, oh, I just remember as just like being a teenager, being you, beating him, and then you go through that door, and that's what you get greeted with. It was like the drink more Ovaltine moment for my young life. I was like, wait, what?
Like, I'll be seeing you again. That was one of the random things that kind of drove me a little crazy too. It's like you don't want to be stuck with the wrong weapon. So like once in a blue moon, like an enemy, when you kill it, will have a weapon. So you're like jumping to it, and you just, oh wow, look, you had the holy water. Oh, awesome! I landed right on you. Especially when you get what you want, you don't mess with it.
I had just gotten something I wanted. I don't remember what it was, but I had it, and I was like, I want to stick with this for a minute. And then another weapon dropped right in front of the guillotine that I had to walk through. And I was like, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, because like
so then I was
sometimes
stuck with it.
You can't jump it. Like if it's like an axe on a hill.
No,
you
can't.
That's your axe.
No, you're
you're stuck with it until you get another shit weapon. I was livid. I reset the system at that point. I was like, nope, I'm not doing this.
No, and like sometimes they would be placed so inopportunely that it's like, yeah, there's no way that Arthur can actually get over this without him collecting it. Even if you did, like, it's like, nope, it's like you're picking up the shitty discus for the boss that does not work.
Let me throw this at the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, good luck. I'm gonna just throw these like dinner plates on the floor against you.
Good thing you're in the air. This is gonna work out good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I loved this series and the Castlevania series just because it was difficult and rewarding. I always felt like I was getting better, and if I died, I usually knew why I died. And these are just a style of game that have kind of, for the most part, kind of gone away. Like they're not making new, Zelda made the jump to 3D. Castlevania never made the jump to 3D. They
not
did
well.
Make not well. Like they tried to do that with Ghouls and Ghosts with the Maximo series, but these are totally, they're a relic of their time. Have you guys got a chance to see the new game? It came out it came out a few weeks ago.
Yeah, the Ghosts and Goblins remake, or whatever it's called. I played it right up until the bridge that jumps out of your way while you're trying to jump on it. Screw that bridge.
You were talking about it over Discord, Daz, and I picked it up.
Oh my god! It's beautiful.
It looks really
beautiful.
Really good, but holy shit, this is not. It is very true to. No,
don't get it,
it's
Jones,
very true to its roots.
Break your Switch.
I can't even get past the first level. Okay.
No. Did you get to that? Did you get to that bridge?
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm still getting like.
It's a little platform that's moving away from you. You're like, oh, okay, well, when it comes back, I'll jump on it. And then it starts to come back. And then right as it's about to come back, after you jump, and it starts to go back the other way. And it's like, wait, what? It's just mean.
It's a mean game.
It's just mean. It's like, I think you're going to jump, so I'm going to move.
See, they need to put that on the box cover. This is a mean game. Rated M for mean.
For mean.
Wow. Anyways, I was curious if you guys got to check it out. It looked cool. I bought it, but I haven't really dug into it too deeply, so...
I don't have the patience right now. But it's
you're still recovering from the game this week.
I don't know what we're doing next, but I'm ready for it.
All right. Well, I kind of thought about it, and we're going to try to do something here that we haven't done before. That it's the fate's in your hands. So there are options here that could go good that I'm aware of, but if you choose others, it could be a dark road we go down. So
we're choosing the chalice at the end of Last Crusade.
Yep.
So
we chose poorly.
Exactly. For our next our series here, I think the CRT Gaming crew is going to Hollywood. we're going to do a game that was based off of a movie.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes.
So these are going to be the retro stink episodes.
This is not to be confused with video games that were later created into movies. So no one come back with Mario Brothers because there's a stupid junk movie named Mario Brothers.
No.
The video game existed first. This is a license. Now, it don't have to be like an exact movie, but if it has a movie license to use the
Total
characters
Recall
from the
on
movie,
NES.
there you go.
LJN Silver Surfer.
Oh my God.
See?
This is going to be so much stink.
Well,
It's going to be great.
There is glory in there if you look deep enough. There is lots of glory, but there is.
I'm going surface level.
Oh, we're going ET 2600 is where we're going this week. No, I'm just kidding. We're actually going to do Aladdin for the Sega Genesis.
Excellent. That is awesome.
Well done.
Yeah, there's good choices in there. You'll see.
There's a couple.
But the initial, it's like biting into like a lemon or something. It's just like immediate pucker when you think about it.
Oh man, is it ever?
See, I just assumed this was retribution for Ghouls and Ghosts this week, Jones.
I feel it is until he said Aladdin.
So. No, there's goodness. I wouldn't do that to you. But if you want to do it to yourself, you totally
That's on
can.
you.
That's on you. So stay tuned to next week, and we'll be checking out Disney's Aladdin for the Sega Genesis. Until then, this is Jones and Dazpick, and we are signing out.
And Gohan too.
Until next time.
Oh, Gohan, did I leave him out?
You did.
Go on.
Listen, I'm like the Shemp of the show. It's all good.